Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Informal with podcast number 8. I hope you are all doing great on this Labor Day weekend. It's a 3-day weekend here in the United States. We got 4 topics that I need to talk to about in this podcast. Number 1, it is ever since Pharrell was hired to be head of imagination for G-Star. Yes, you heard that right. Head of imagination as his job description at G-Star. So I will talk about that. Second thing, we have a lot of technology, small items that we carry nowadays. So I'm gonna talk about multi-purpose bags. Third thing, IFA just finished up, and there was a lot of technology, devices, gadgets, future items that were presented, but mostly I will be talking about compact size smartphones. I cannot believe I am talking about compact size. Right now we are, as a industry and consumer, we are into big smartphones. The last thing is battery capacity. I do not know how many times I have to see news about bigger, better, efficient battery that I keep seeing, and yet we still not seeing it in our devices. We should be seeing it right now, but I will talk about that later. So starting off with the podcast, let's talk about Pharrell and G-Star. Now, Pharrell was hired as a head of imagination at G-Star. Yes, head of imagination. I really do not know what it means. I can only assume he's imagining designs, items, certain stitches, certain cuts, certain looks, certain silhouettes. That's how I would put it. Not as a creative brand director or a creative director, but he is a head of imagination. Now lately they presented this new video about Pharrell visiting G-Star Raw and division of G-Star, and Pharrell had a meeting with the designers, the cutters, the sewers, and the workers of G-Star Raw about certain designs, but mainly using denim as the fabric. And so they created this video of the G-Star Raw factory showing the meetings, the designs, the cuts, the wash, sewing, tacking, stitching, all of that stuff. Looking at certain few pieces, to me, is not really different from any G-Star Raw, because G-Star Raw have always been producing this. I think it's more added to the design because of Pharrell imagination. And not only that, certain silhouettes have always been there, but it's good to see another take, not just one certain consistent design that G-Star Raw is known for. Such as patches, cuts, look, motorcycle, jeans type. But this time it actually is different. You could see the zippers, the silhouettes. It's more fitted, it's more tapered, it's not baggy. Not only that, it actually shows G-Star Raw's capability in terms of what they can produce. But in the end, I'm thinking in my mind, that's actually a good pun for all those people who don't listen to Pharrell's albums. He actually has an album called In My Mind. Pharrell to me is a great stylist. He can be a great designer if he improves upon it, but in this situation, being a head of imagination of G-Star Raw, I can see him pull out designs because Pharrell has a great imagination, don't get me wrong, but in terms of transferring that into materials, into fashion, it's gonna take some time, because when you create something for fashion, you have to contour to the form, the human body, so it does limit you in some way. But I do know that Pharrell has it in terms of imagination, in terms of creativity and design. And so far, I like what he has done. Not only that, he gave G Star a notoriety and also some good marketing, because there is a lot of fans out there, a lot of Pharrell fans, and there's actually a lot of cult following for Pharrell. Now, going back to design themselves, so far I like what I see. But in terms of new, in the video, he says they want to lead by example. Okay, so if you're gonna lead by example, are you leading by example in terms of consistency, design, newness, creative imagination, or are you leading by example of experimental? So far, I think he's leading by uniqueness, because looking at the pieces, it's unique, it's different. Should I say new? Not really. I should say it's not something that's been designed or brought up all the time. So I like that aspect. So in the end, so far I like what I see. Pharrell being head of imagination on G Star Raw, because of what I just explained right here. And I do like to see more, and I actually want to see Pharrell stick for a long time being head of imagination. It could be 5 years. I really want to see him go through the long term here, and I can't wait to see what he got, and he has wild imagination in terms of his music, in terms of his style, in terms of his hairstyle and tattoos. So I want to see what goes down in the future. I mean, what do y'all think? Put your comments below and let me know what you think of Pharrell being head of imagination. So second thing, as we move to the future, or we're, time and time goes by, we are seeing more people carry more devices than ever before. Cell phones, tablets, battery packs, SD cards, cameras, flash drives, and to make sure you have everything with you, you gotta have a bag. Not just a particular bag, but a multi-purpose bags. I'm seeing more tote bags being also a backpack style. Not only that, having a shoulder strap to become a messenger bags. Not only that, I also see backpacks or tote bags that are being foldable, so it can be carried in the future, or in case you need it, at least you have an extra bag. So that's great to see. But what I like to see more is tougher and durable multi-purpose bags, because one, it lasts long. Two, practicality and function over form. Is three, having a lot of pockets to organize. Not only that, to keep everything secure so it doesn't fall off or it doesn't become out of place, because you gotta have a pocket for a flash drive, a pocket for your cell phones, a pocket for your tablet, notebook, a pocket for cameras, a pocket for small little gadgets, battery packs. The list goes on and on. So you gotta have everything organized. So I would like to see more of that, and I do see it. But the only problem is that the execution is not always perfect. So I do want to improve on the execution, and the luxury brands are actually getting into it now, and I've noticed that. And I do want to see luxury brands actually not have compromises, because the price you're paying, you should not have to give up any compromises. I see Louis Vuitton make a backpack. Inside the backpack, there's one huge compartment for notebooks, and that's it. And I think that's ridiculous that you're having to pay that much and not have a lot of pockets and organizers inside. So I want to see more of that in the luxury sector. But in terms of the technical sector, those who produce bags for technological people such as Encase, the North Face, I would like to see improve on that. And please, I really beg them that The price is reasonable. I don't want to have to pay a $500 or $400 or even $300 for those types of bags. It's ridiculous having to pay those. It becomes an investment now. And and the consumer alone won't pay that much because they just want to have a backpack to carry all these things and not have to worry about it. But for those who can afford that, then that's you. That's your prerogative. But for the general consumers, they need to make it much more cheaper and reasonable. And that's where the money is at. People are willing to pay $200 or $300, but most of the time less than $300 to actually make it worth it to them. Because they know that it will be worth it. They know it will last long. They know it's durable. They know it will always be there to protect and keep their items secure. And so I would like to see that in future. And let me know what you think. And if you have any ideas on that, let me know what you think too. So comment on it. And I'd like to see more comments on that too. Alright? Now on to the third topic. IFA 2016 Berlin just finished. It's the biggest electronic technological convention or exposition in Europe. And a lot of things were presented there. Watches, bands, exercise bands, droids, cell phones, battery packs, tablets, computers, keyboards, mouses, on and on and on. But I want to talk about something that could affect us. Mid-size compact smartphones. What I mean by that is anything that is less than 5-inch screen. Anything more than that is not a compact or smartphones. Anything that you can put it in your pocket easily and use one hand. Okay, so Huawei released a compact size 5-inch screen, 1080p resolution, 32 gig internal, dual SIM, and one of them can be used for micro SD. 3000 milliamps battery, so it looks good so far. Got my interest. Okay, looks like the Nexus 6P but more smaller. So that's one. We got another one. I don't even know why they call it the Mini, but I'm gonna talk more about that. Axon 7 Mini. It's 5.2 inch screen, 1080p resolution, dual SIM. One of them can be used for micro SD, 27 milliamps battery, and dual fronts, firing speakers, and fingerprint scanners, all that good stuff. But actually, before I get to that, another one. Sony compact, Sony X. Is that what it's called? Actually, let me look at it. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Sony. Oh, okay, here we go. Xperia X Compact. So it's the same slab design. It has a fingerprint scanner, except if you buy in the US, you lose that fingerprint scanner. 4.6 inch screen, 720p resolution, water resistant feature, 27 milliamps battery, micro SD expansion, single slot slim. In any case, it still looks the same, nothing has changed. It still has that 720p inch screen since the Z Compact. I'm getting really sick and tired of that. But, that's one of them, okay? And so we got 3 compact mid-range, or whatever you want to call it, mid-range smartphones that can be used single-handedly. And to me, there was a time when 4.5 inch screen was the biggest, and now we got 5.7, 5.5, on and on and on, and so that's great. Okay. And one more thing, we got HTC One A9s, 5-inch screen, 1080p. 720p inch resolution, and memory expandable, MediaTek Helio P10 processor, fingerprint scanner, and 2300 milliamps battery. Wow, that's really small. So on to the major thing. there are a lot of people out there who are clamoring for mid-size phones, and Apple has done that really great. They still had the 4.7 iPhone, and a lot of people still buy them, and I don't know why in the Android sector no one wants to produce them. Everyone wants bigger phones, but I want a compact phone. And so I've noticed that a lot of the brands and industry are actually producing more compact phones these days, because a lot of people and consumers are actually wanting to use them and not having to juggle two hands using a smartphones. And it's great to see that, and it's great to see more competition. I'm more interested in the Huawei, because the Huawei to me has all the features: 1080p, dual SIM slot, micro SD. The only thing it doesn't have is the optical instabilization in the camera. So that's one minus. But other than that, it's great to see. Now on to the Axon 7. First of all, I don't know why they call it a mini. It's 5.2 inch screen. It's not even that big compared to the regular Axon 7. So I don't even know why they produced it. They should have made it 5.5 inch or 4.7 inch. But it's great to see there's a mini version. But the only problem I have is the price. If it's only good, the price from what I've heard is €400 or 300 euro, whatever. But it seems like it's gonna be $50 to $70 less than the regular Axon 7. That's a big problem. Why am I gonna spend that much when I can get a better phone or the better Axon 7 than the mini? It's not even worth it. I don't know what the hell the company ZTE was thinking. I really don't. I absolutely do not understand the marketing, the demographics, because it seems like everyone is gonna buy the regular Axon 7. But in terms of compact, the more the merrier. The consumers will actually like this, and we have more choices. I always like that Android part of it. The more choices, the better. And so that's my take on the mid-size compact smartphones. Tell me what you think, okay? Put it down in the comment section, and I'll read it too. Now, the last topic that I will be talking about is something that we are affected. Everyone is affected by. Every day, every time I go to a news, technological news, electronic news, I always see researchers, brands always finding out, oh, I found a better material to have a bigger capacity in a compact size. Oh, this certain material can increase battery capacity or increase the life of batteries. Blah 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 blah. I haven't seen it. I've been using cell phones ever since cell phones. Back in 2003. There hasn't been a change in in battery since I don't know when. I could not remember. The only thing that changed that affected the battery or anything involved with the battery was the quick charge one. But other than that, in terms of lifetime, capacity, charge cycle, there hasn't been a change. This is why I don't like buying non-removable smartphones, because I can't change the battery. Not only that, after 1 year, the charge cycle won't be the same, and it will not last long as the first time you charge the battery or charge the smartphones or any devices. And so I keep hearing about graphene being could assist to that, or could lead the way and revolutionize. I heard certain material could become higher capacity, blah 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 blah. I still have not seen it. And you may think I'm going on a rant here, but we've been producing batteries for a long time. It's time for us as a consumer to demand batteries that last long. We cannot just rely on brands to innovate or to revolutionize the battery sector. I don't even remember the last time Duracell or Energizer even made a great battery. The last time that there was a revolution in the battery was Sanyo, the Loops. Panasonic bought that now. Anyways, that was the last time that I heard about anything that's battery related or anything that involves a battery that actually revolutionized that. And I do want to see a smartphone where I don't have to charge it every day. I don't have to charge it overnight, or I at least want to charge it maybe twice a week and not be concerned about it. Even tablets, even devices such as keyboards, mouses, and even battery packs. And brands and producers should lead more into that, and we as a consumer should demand to that. I've been demanding that, me myself. You should join in too. Now, I'm not making a revolution, but I mean, us consumers should demand for it. Not only that, we also need to make it recyclable and safe. But that's another topic for me to talk about. Now, I'm just talking about capacity here, okay? And charge cycles. But one thing I do want to see is Loops create battery packs for smartphones, because Loops have a long charge cycle, and they keep the charge cycle for a long time. So I do want to see that. Come on, Panasonic, get with it, okay? Get with the program here. You need to produce batteries that are Loop style for smartphones, tablets, bands, smart bands, watches, all that's good stuff, okay? But anyways, this is Mr. Informal with a podcast number 8. I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you make comments off of this and let me know what you think if you have any ideas for any podcast, okay? And I will see you in the next week of the next podcast. Bye bye.